So one thing I left out of this video was a cool chord progression that he does in the studio version and also in the live version. And the live version starts about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And I think the studio version, it's about the same place. And we're in a blues in F, and he's doing something like this. He's doing a turnaround, it's just going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he just starts this thing going like this. And check out this chord progression. And then just as like another extended turnaround like that. But if you think about these chords, there's really a lot you can do with them. A lot of blues starts off with the bass ascending like this. But right here you can do like a B seventh, and then just follow the cycle of fifths. And then you get to B flat. You can walk it up diatonically like this. His line is kind of like, he uses some other stuff too, but so he's going up diatonically like that. There's a little chromatic passing kind of tone to the same thing again on C minor, or that's really F7. All right, that's the tricky thing about these tenths, is they can really mean a lot of different things, just like a rootless voicing. So you got F7. B flat, A7, and then you could go on to the 2 and the 5. He just usually goes right to the 5 chord. You could use this chord progression for, like your own solo and ideas too. Don't have to play what he plays. So, you're coming up. Oh, what's his turnaround? I forgot it from yesterday. Oh man, how's it go? I think it's a, instead of like going down that way, it's a little more gospel like that. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled program.
I'm giving this book away this Sunday for free. This is...
That little ad, I appreciate it, folks, when you all click on the ads. It does help my channel sometimes. But don't click on that guy's ad. It's Scientology. It's ridiculously priced, and it's bullshit. All right, I got a great request. I'm always looking for songs I can teach to my younger students. And this one called Little Susie. It's not Wake Up, Little Susie. It's just Little Susie by Ray Bryant. A piano player I was like slightly familiar with. He's a lot like Gene Harris, I thought. I found a chart on MuseScore. I just did a screen save of it. You can go pay $1.99 for it if you want to. But I'll put it down there in the description. I tried to find the guy, and send him a little money, but, I don't want to sign up for, subscriptions and stuff like that. So I just did it the easy way. All right. Chart's pretty accurate, too. Goes on like that for a while. Cut. There's a really great turnaround. First he goes. I don't know if that chord is right. And I watched him do it, and it seems like he starts on C and goes, but I guess you could put the B in there as well. And then here's the turnaround. No. And then whack that C pretty hard, give it a good shot there. And, I read a little bit about him on Wikipedia. You can tell he's got gospel roots, probably grew up with this kind of music in church or something. All right, there's a real cool riff here I'm going to give to you. All right, I recorded that, put it in my studio, and slowed it way down just to make sure I had it exactly right. Lays under the fingers very nicely. All right, so these white keys, then black keys, and then do that again, like that. Yeah, great riff there. He does some other great riffs too. Let's see what he's doing. All right, so I hate this idea of two blues scales. Because what you really do is you mix them up. All right? Stuff like that. See, that's both blues scales, So you can use all those chromatic notes. Yeah. And there, he does kind of like, you can hear like this suspended chord. I've lost it now, but. And then, it gets to that diminished chord there. All right, you know the blues. I don't have to explain this, do you? Or do I? Yeah. Now, don't feel bad if you can't pick out these lines as quickly as I can. I've been doing this for 60 years. I mean, when I was 10 years old, and I turned 70 in 3 days, I figured stuff like this out. Not, hard stuff like this, but I mean, I could figure things out by ear. Work on that for 50 years, and then, you'll be good at it too. I don't get them right away. Sometimes I have to listen a few times. And then the turnaround. Something like that. All right, so if you want it real quickly here, hit that on the first beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So, all right, that's I'm not using chordy today. So, hit the third and hit that chord and this. All right, and then this one. See, that was almost the same thing. Ended up down there someplace. Now he's doing something like this. He's got these two notes up on top. And there's a video of him playing it live, but right when they get to that point, they show the bass player or something like that. So you can't see his fingers there. I wish you could, because I'm not quite sure. I definitely hear that and that. Yeah, and it's got to be with one hand, because you hear him doing other stuff down here. he's doing that with his left hand, and then, that's automatic. Then you got to put something over it. Just, you got to be comfortable with the blues scale for sure. And when I practice stuff like this, I'll do the same thing over and over again and see how many different riffs I can play over that. And same thing when you're like working on a little chord progression, you're trying to get like something to play over G minor, C, and F, You try all different things. And I know most of my ideas are going to work out, but a lot of yours won't, and so keep trying the same idea and kind of make it work. Once you got that one down, go on to another one. Let's see what else he does. And live, I think he's a good bit older, but he plays it almost exactly the same thing. So he goes, all right, so he's just third, fifth, seventh of an F7 chord. All right, does it on same thing on B flat, I think. And then he starts going through the cycle of fifths. And then he goes to E flat, and A flat, and D flat. And he kind of ends on G flat. And see, then from G flat, you can just go up a half step, and you got the 2, 5, 1. But he didn't hit 1. He hits 3, 6, 2, 5 instead of just the 1. I remember as a young boy, I was up in Motown, Detroit City, listening to a jazz jam in a private house. And there was a trio and about 15 horn players lined up ready to play. And they're all playing the B-flat blues, and the keyboard player would always go. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I knew that I had to learn that. All right, so what he's doing here, it's like 3, 6, 2, 5. But this part just moves down chromatically like this until you get to there, which is F. So he's on the G flat doing something, and then goes to the G. And right there you expect F now, but we're going to go. All right? And, this is automatic, and this is, let your freak flag fly, as they say. Stuff like that. That's so much like Gene Harris. Sometimes, in the blues, it's not just free form all the time. You work out stuff with your bass player, some interesting chord changes. When you start playing a certain thing, he or she will know that's where you're going. And then you go there together, and people are amazed. But, you can work out a few things in advance. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it starts going and starts adding, and even this. Stuff like that. Real fast 2-5-1, but the 2 is dominant. Always a good little thing. 1, 2, here we go. How about this for a turnaround? You're going. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, it just builds up so much energy. And Gene Harris does that all the time too. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Now, right? If you're on F, you gotta keep it major there like that. If you're on B flat, do it like minor, F minor. All right, it's really B flat seventh, but like that. And this kind of reminds me of the song Green Onions. If you're not familiar with that one, get familiar with it. All right, real fast change here. You got F, B flat, B diminished, and then, typically it goes to like F again, but you can get back to F by going like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the chord are getting compressed. We got a whole measure of F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a half a measure of B flat and a half a measure of B natural, and then a measure with 4 chords in it. All right, I just went down like that, but you can go cycle of fifths too. F sharp. Now the 2, 5, 1. All right, lots of cool things you can do with the blues. Like you can just start off like. Now, let me do that again. So I'm just going around the cycle of fifths. All right, and then I'm going to B flat, so let me go C, F, B flat. There's that cool Ray Charles chord there. He uses it in Georgia, all right? We talked about it. Instead of the diminished, right? We just flat that one note.